What's up, guys? It's Matt. First car vlog in a while. It's still rolling a little ghetto here. I still haven't bought a new like windshield adapter mount thing, and I had to get a new phone too, so I was without a phone for a little bit. But today is the end of my second week of my final semester, and it's been going good so far. We're going 5 days a week again. Mondays and Tuesdays are my rotation at clinicals, and this first 8 weeks we're doing our NICU and PICU and PEDS rotation. So there's 4 people in my clinical group, so we switch. Basically, like, we looked at the days in the 8-week period, and we all decided to split it as evenly as possible. So while maintaining continuity, so like this week NICU will only take 1 student, so the same student was there for those 2 days, and then we rotate out. So the PICU takes 2 students, and the 4th is essentially a float, and our options for float was to either go to like an adult ICU or to the ED. I was float this week, so I opted to go to the ED because it maximized my chance of seeing pediatric patients, and I did. I get an opportunity to. The hospital I'm at does have a pediatric emergency department, so yeah, just little things. No pediatric codes or anything like that. Fortunately, of course. But I did do a CMIC epi treatment on a little 2-month-old who had croup, and a few back-to-back duoneb and albuterol treatments for some pretty severe asthma exacerbations. So it was a really good experience this week in clinic, and next week I get to rotate into a PICU spot, so we'll see how that goes. And as far as class goes, Wednesday's a lab. We only have 1 lab, and it just goes along with our pediatric neonate class. And right now, both in the lecture and the lab, we've been focusing on PALS, so the Pediatric Advanced Life Support. So in the lab, we've pretty much been rolling through like the scenarios that PALS runs, and kind of like practically using the PALS algorithms. And then in class, we've been kind of hammering the algorithms. We just did a pre-test for PALS yesterday, just to make sure we were familiar with the rhythms, starting to get used to the drug dosage differences, and just really getting the algorithms down, whether it's Brady or tachy or arrest or things like that. So that's been interesting. And then we also have my advanced disease class, and so this last 2 weeks it's pretty much just been the neurological stuff. So Guillain-Barré, and we'll be starting myasthenia gravis today. And I actually already have my first exam for advanced diseases on Thursday. It's coming Thursday, so that's exciting. And then my only other class, it's this one-off class. We only have it 1 day a week on Thursdays, but it is 4 hours long, and it's basically our professional development class, which is kind of just a fancy way of saying it's our board exam review class. So this has been fun for me. I love learning new content, but this class really, it sets into motion and that realization fact that this is it. This is like the final stretch, the lights at the end of our tunnel, and now we're really getting down in our review manuals. We actually all took one of the unsecured MBRC exams. It was like a 2015 edition of the exam. Everybody in the class took the same one, and it was basically our benchmark for the semester. So the idea is that, you know, you're expected to improve upon yourself. And I did really well on it. I did actually way better than I expected to do. So I got a 109 out of 140, which is well above the 94 required to pass. So I was blown away. I still haven't had time to sit down. I've looked at the content outline, like overview, to see how I did in each section. But I haven't gone through in detail yet to read my rationales and stuff. So it's just hard to find time to sit down and do that. But that's what's nice about that class, because there will be time for us to sit down and go over it, and to help us focus. And then it's nice to go through the review book. Basically ask questions, go through the back of the book. You know, if you've read the chapter or didn't read the chapter, really, you could see where you're deficient, you know, when you can go back and check your answers. And then our instructor had also set up kind of like an interactive buzz, like a Jeopardy type game where you log in on your phones and you have buzzers, and he set it up kind of like Jeopardy. Yeah, so like in Teams we got to buzz in, and you know, there were point values, you get into the negative, you know, and it was more sputum bowl-y kind of. My forte in test taking is usually not drawing stuff from the top of my head. Like I recognize correct answers, but it was still fun, and I still got a few of the hard ones. So I was happy about that. And again, it's fun because some of the questions some of the easier questions, I would say, you have to really think back to like your first semester stuff that you learned, you know, a year and a half ago, and you're like, geez, you know, I don't really remember that super easy question, right? It's like, so it's kind of funny to see the frustration that some people were missing, like the 100-point questions, but then like we were getting some of the 500-point questions, right? So yeah, and that sums up basically the first 2 weeks of school for me so far. Yeah, I've been meaning at home just to sit down and do some work. It's just I've been trying to focus on studying and then just relaxing a little bit too. Again, I've probably said it like in the last 10 videos or so. Sometimes I just get lazy. Like, it's nice to go home and not have to think or worry about getting anything done. You know, throw some laundry and do some dishes and then sit back and watch some TV. Definitely, if you're feeling a little overworked or overstressed, like take some time and do that for yourself, because it definitely helps. And yeah, guys. Well, and I'm just gonna end it here. But yeah, welcome to my last semester, and I look forward to doing some more videos for you and keeping you guys all up to date. I hope everyone else is having a great time, a great semester so far, and I will talk to you guys soon.